to the show. I'm doing a podcast, a video cast, and a live cast. Great to have you guys here. Wow. First of all, I want to say condolences to the Lewis family, a good friend of mine. I see there's a lot of refraction in my glasses. A good friend of mine has passed away. Good mentor, you're never a former Marine, chief warrant officer, rose through the ranks, did everything that he was supposed to do. Great mentor, father, husband, brother, son, grandfather, so on, so on, so forth. It's a bit unfortunate, but as we know, life does go on. Do me a favor, as you guys are coming in, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Also want to give you guys a big mention. Please check out the Philip Scott podcast. I'm kind of a little tired today. The Philip Scott podcast, which he talks about what is going on in the world, in the United States, in regards to Black people, just about every night, trying to keep his foot on these people's necks as they continue to ignore Black issues and Black problems. So also do not forget to check out the Demetra K Show. She comes on Sundays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But that's Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please check out the Demetra K Show. I'm a contributing producer there. Great topics there as well. African Diaspora News Channel. Danica Marie, Crimson Cure. You got all of these outlets that you guys can have knowledge of what is going on. So what I want you guys to check out is what's going on behind me. This is Governor-elect Landry. He just won in the Louisiana gubernatorial election, and against this guy here, the democratically picked panderer Black guy that doesn't do shit for you, this guy over here. And I think it's a great thing that Black people are waking up. They're saying, look, tangibles. We've been doing stuff for 60 years and we are in a worse condition now than we were back then. So you have your Boule Martins and all these Democratic shills that get their money from the Democratic establishment. That's how they get paid, by delivering Black votes. Philip Scott breaks it down beautifully. And they're upset. They're going to start cursing at you. And you're starting to see it, like, we stupid and blah, blah, blah. I have been telling you guys for years, and people used to laugh at me at my moniker and, recovering Democrat. What is that? Blah, blah, blah. It was a big funny thing to them. And now you guys are understanding what I'm talking about in the idea of recovering. And Phil Scott talks about this. Demetra K talks about this sometimes. What we're talking about is we're raised and arbitrarily taught to be Democrats from birth. I'm Generation Xer. I'm a Generation Xer. So, I'm a child of civil rights era people. So we were the first generation to experience post civil rights stuff, right? So we're red, and we're just raised to do it. We're just a Democrat, and we don't know why. Just vote Democrat, no matter what. All this craziness. They ain't doing nothing for you, but they're not Republicans. It's just crazy. And so I went into recovery a very, 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 very long time ago. And a lot of you guys are going into recovery, as we're seeing, and the numbers don't lie. In the 1960s, Malcolm X had said, the Black vote is a political football. We're a political football. The Democrats cannot win any election without the Black vote. Just factual. It takes all of the other groups to vote Republican. And when I say other groups, I'm talking about Hispanic, Asian, white Hispanic, Croatian, whatever they want to group themselves up, to beat Black people and the Democratic Party in elections. If you do the math, white people are basically split. They're 50-50 in this country, basically, give or take 7 to 8 points. They're basically split. So for the Democrats to win, they need that Black vote. And Malcolm X said that over 60 years ago, that we're the political football. We decide who gets control of power in this country. And yet we are the deciders, and yet we vote against our own demise. We give a party universally 90+% of our vote, and we get absolutely nothing for it. Other groups benefit from our voting. So remember a few years ago when I was talking, if you look at the banner scrolling at the bottom of my show, depending on what platform you're watching, it says Black Politicians Ain't Shit, the podcast. And remember, I was highlighting a lot of Black politicians who have been in Congress for years and exposing their records based on what is listed in the congressional record. Everybody's talking about, oh, John Lewis is such an icon. He's an icon. How? We don't even call Malcolm X an icon. We don't even call Martin Luther King an icon, but we're going to call John Lewis an icon. And I exposed the money expenditure from when he was a regular congressman to when he became an icon of a congressman. His money expenditure went up as the Democratic Party fueled more money to this man to mislead millions of Black people. So when people say John Lewis is icon, I always ask them, what did he do? Please name me one thing John Lewis has done in regards to his own people. Until this very day, nobody could tell me anything. But the Boulay will say, well, you know, it's John Lewis. No. We're looking at his record. I showed in his record what he will do for other groups, but has done nothing significantly for Black people. So again, and when I did this podcast, all kinds of people came after me. Like, oh, you N-word, you coon, you this, you that, you this. Wait a minute. I'm just showing the record. I didn't make the record. I'm showing the record. But that's what the Boulay does. See what I'm saying? You know, if you've been following me and a lot of my compatriots, we get into very heated debates. And to me, they're not debates, because a debate means you're on two opposite ends of a spectrum. And a lot of my debates is not that we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's that we are having a disagreement on the very side that we're on and how to get there, right? A lot of people go, oh, Donovan, your delivery, it's just so harsh and it's just so whatever. We're at zero now. We're past the 2-minute drill. We've got 12 seconds on the clock as Black people. 12 seconds. 12 seconds are left on the clock. We are in the red zone. And if we don't score this touchdown, it's game over. It's just game over at this point. The game is over. And the thing is, when we do score this touchdown, it's just a tie. It's just a tie. We didn't even win. We didn't even win. And so I remember a few years ago, and I know I'm not trying to shame anybody or keep bringing things up. I am so happy people are using their logical thinking caps. And they're literally saying, and it doesn't matter if you're well off, if you're doing okay, if you're, making, I got a lot of friends that make a lot of money. Black people that are making a lot of money, they're doing very well for themselves, very successful. But that's not the majority of Black people. That's not the majority. The majority of Black people, by the statistics, is in the shitter. Hey, Miss Shani, how are you? I see you over there in the comments. Don't think that I don't. I'm doing 3 things at one time right now. I'm doing a podcast, I'm doing a live, and I'm also doing a video. So please forgive me if you think I am not paying attention or reading the comments or anything like that. I am. I'm just kind of multitasking, because it's not about the presentation for me. It's about the message. So you get a lot. Okay. I'm going to say this. If you guys have been watching the Demetra K show, me and Demetra and I got into a I wouldn't even say it was a heated debate. It wasn't even a debate. It was just differences of opinion. She was upset. I was upset, right? Now, it is no secret that I am a alpha male, thick and thin, through the bone, raised by a widowed woman. Sometimes my mom looks at some of the stuff that I do or some of the things I say. She doesn't know where all that came from because she didn't raise me that way. But I am her son and I am a man, and I'm going to be a man till the day that I die. So we get in this disagreement, and Black people, we love to be entertained. We love the drama. We love all of that stuff that comes with the drama. And it really wasn't no drama. I'm an alpha male. I don't care how you perceive me. If you think I'm chauvinistic, if you think I'm this or whatever, that's right. I am. And that chauvinisticness in me is what attracts a lot of women to me when I am an alpha male. Look at these women, no matter what you tell these young girls in regards to Ray Ray and Pookie and Neckbone, this guy's no good for you. You're going to get in a lot of trouble with this guy, whatever. Those are the guys they want, right? No matter what you tell them, all the examples out there telling them this is not the road you should go on. They still do it. They have children with these men, and then they condemn themselves to a life of poverty. Now, ladies, we have tried to be nice, to be cordial, but the fact is you're not logical. And I'm not trying to be insulting. Women are not logical. They are emotional. Listen to when a woman speaks. I feel. Hey, Darius, good to see you. Good to see you. I feel. Then listen to when a real man speaks. I think. Let me go over that one more time. Listen to when a woman speaks and you ask her her opinion. She says, I feel like this. I feel that we. Emotional. Doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That's how women are wired. To be emotional. When you talk to a man, listen to what a man says. I want you guys to listen to me. And if you guys agree with me, put 1, 2, 3, 5, put 1 in the chat if you agree with it. And go out and try it. And listen to how people speak. You talk to a man, what is your opinion on this? Well, I think it's going to be like this. I think. And I have said tirelessly on the Demetra K show and other platforms that I've been on, men and women are different. We're just wired that way. And then because of our differences, we come together and we become a unit, a family. We complement each other. How many of you guys have seen the episode in Star Trek when Captain Kirk gets split in two? He has an aggressive side, which is his male side, and he has an effeminate side, which is his sensitivity and things like that. Notice that when he was in his sensitivity side, he was indecisive. Captain Kirk, indecisive because of his effeminate side. He felt. He wasn't sure. He's not up there. I'm not saying, that is whatever, but that was a classic episode that points out the differences in men and women, right? So, hey, Darius, he says, greetings, blessing to you and yours, Brother Donovan Sadiq. Thank you for all your honorable, manly works and action. Apologically so. Please stay that way. You damn right I'm going to stay that way. I'm 10 toes down, brother. 10 toes down. Now, when I am wrong, it's really hard for me to say I'm wrong unless you got me some documentation and stuff like that. But I'll stand on it 10 toes down, especially for the brothers, because we have a lot of feminine brothers out here. And that's one of the biggest problems. We've got a whole generation of men out here that have been raised by women, and their love and respect for their mother is so much that they're kind of moist, if you know what I mean, as men. They're moist men. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say they're girly men. They're girly men. You know what I mean? So, and it is what it is. So in the episode with Captain Kirk, Notice his aggressive side was decisive. He was going to kill you. He was going to kill you. You know, he was just aggressive. He was just decided, you know? So yeah, Yanni, I'm a Generation Xer, which would make you about a Generation Xer as well. So we're in the same age group. We're the last of the civil rights era. We're really the first generation that learned the old way as well as the new way. We're kind of in that bridge in between. Unfortunately, our generation, Yanni, leadership in this country has completely skipped over us. That's why you have 78-year-old Donald Trump running for president. You have an 80-something-year-old Bernie Sanders that's president. You have a Maxine Waters who's about 83, something like that. She's up there. You have these old civil rights people that are up there. And that's part of the problem. They're dying in office. You know, we need term limits. But then when I expose these Black congressmen, their record of what they've done for Black people, it's zero. It's zero. Oh, well, we got the Crown Act. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Sorry about my language. Sorry about my language. But, you know, we're in the fourth quarter, you guys. We're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. There's 12 seconds left. We're in the red zone. We cannot no longer be nice about our messaging. At least I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be out here cursing you. I'm not going to really do that. But when I do curse like I just did a few seconds ago, it's passion, okay? It's going to be my passion that I'm going to curse. So, Yanni, big respect to you guys in Louisiana. I mean, the Dems are pissed. Pissed. Because that should have been a slam dunk after Edwards' term. They say a third of Democratic voters sat at home. And everybody's waking up. And, you know, it's never too late. But, oh, my gosh, you should hear the Democratic shills here in California that are cursing at you guys like you guys are just dumb. You're stupid. Them Negroes down there, voting against their own interests. I was like, what are you talking about? 0 from 0 is still 0. What are you talking about? You ain't giving them nothing. They have nothing to lose by going with this guy over here. You know, it was just ridiculous. You didn't offer them one thing. And now you're bringing in all these other illegal people to come in, take the pitiful jobs that are there, Family Dollar, you know, McDonald's. You know, Yanni, I was born in Louisiana. I'm from New Roads by Baton Rouge, right? I was just born there. I never really lived there, but I was born there. All my family is from there. I love going back down there. I love it. Ooh, country girls. Ooh. Anyway, but even in the town that I'm from, the little pitiful jobs that are available to the Black people, that's why I can't go down there, because I wouldn't make it. The white folks would string me up in a heartbeat, because they know, number one, I'm not from there and I'm causing trouble. They like everything the way it is down there, and everybody's cool with it. Even the Black people, they're like, okay, cool, I'm cool. You know, the funny thing about the town that I'm from, it's like the Twilight Zone. There's a railroad track that kind of separates the community, and the Black side is all fucked up, right? It's all trash everywhere. You know, the drug guys are over there. You know, it's just messed up, right? But right across that track, if you cross that track, the plantation homes are there, nice and pristine. The grass is cut. It is just so, you know, and me being from California, I go there and I don't know what to say. And because I'm from California, and California ain't all that, trust me, it's not. You know, you can walk anywhere you want to walk here because it's about the money. I go over there and the white people look at me like, okay, well, we know his family because we can see who he is. Oh, that's that grandson that lives in California, or is a military kid or whatever. And, you know, that's how they kind of know me. And they kind of give me a pass, sort of, as long as I ain't causing no trouble. And I'll walk, but, you know, my family would just go crazy. Then I'm walking on the white side of the street. You know what I mean? They would just go crazy. So I just didn't understand it. But I'm telling the Dems here, 0 from 0, 0. They didn't lose anything. They didn't lose anything. What did they lose? And Darius says, I listened to all of those podcasts several times. Bro Sadiq was spot on and right on then, and he still is now. Right. Thank you, Brother Darius, because if you guys go back years ago, this is what is killing me. I started doing community broadcasts. It was really funny when I got out of the military. So I really couldn't speak when I was in the military, but once I got out, I could speak. And I was ranting and raving in my community out of my garage. If you saw some of the early videos, if you go to my video thing, you guys, you will see me in my early days. I'm, using the green screen early days. I'm in my garage and I'm just trying to figure it out. And I was saying the exact same talking points then that a lot of people have taken up now. It's just crazy. But big ups to the Black folks in Louisiana. Like I said, Malcolm X said this 60 years ago. We are the political football. If we do not vote overwhelmingly Democrat, they can't win. They can't win. And why are you going to continue to vote for something that doesn't give you anything? You're not getting anything out of it. So why not vote for this guy? Why not? As a protest vote. How many elections is the Democratic Party going to lose before they say, okay, you know what? This is BS. We're not falling for the black guy with the black face that looks like me, black woman thing, where we're not falling for that anymore. Because we know that these people don't represent black people, and they say so. The Congressional Black Caucus says they do not represent black people. They represent everybody. Everybody. When George Floyd was murdered, how many Hispanic caucus members did you see in front of cameras talking about the crime that was witnessed by millions of people around the world? How many Pacific Islanders, Asians were talking about it? How many white people were talking about it? Almost none. So my point is this: the Democratic Party is in trouble. Joe Biden has been in office for almost 3 full years now. 3 full years. He said he would stand by us. If it wasn't for black people, he wouldn't even be sitting in that office. It's been 3 years. Everybody else got a bag. Not black people. I would say, in my opinion, as a black man, if you, as a black person, is going to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and any black person that has upheld this administration, you're a damn fool, and you are part of the problem in the black community, and you should be shunned. You should be shunned at this point. If we do not score this touchdown, it is game over. Because even when we score the touchdown, we haven't won the game. We just go into overtime. A couple of months ago, I was warning our strong black women, don't need no black man, about the mass evictions that are coming down the pipe. Mass evictions. Chocolate City, Atlanta, Baltimore, Houston, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago. The statistics are out there. If we are so-called 13% of the population, how the hell can we be 50% or more of the homeless in the entire nation? The math is not mathing. How many of you guys remember months ago, I said, we need to start talking about this. We need to start talking. If you want to be a single mother by choice, fine. But guess what? Your life would be a lot easier if you had a husband, a partner, a man, whatever you want to call it. If you are 19 years old and just graduated high school 3 or 4 years ago, and you have no man and you are pregnant, you have just condemned yourself to a life of poverty. That is factual. It's factual. Look at the numbers. The one thing that does not lie and is universal around this globe is numbers. It's math. You go to Germany, you go to Japan, you go to Ukraine, you go to Russia, you go to Malaysia. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's it. We are fighting for survival, you guys. There is no more of this, well, it's your delivery. And we just, the minute that you say the truth, I just turn my ears off. Then that's on you. Because we tried to tell you. We tried to stop talking about you don't need no man. Stop talking about the problems between you and your relationship. That isn't reflective of the whole Black community. As much as Black women piss me off, I still love them. Ain't nothing better than a Black woman. Ain't nothing better than a Black woman. In the words of Shirazad Ali, I wrote her book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Sometimes y'all ladies, you need a punch in the mouth. Sometimes, metaphorically, not in reality. Okay, metaphorically. Okay. I've been married twice. So when it comes to relationships, I'm really not the one to ask for advice about that. But again, my situation is a little bit different. 8 years of my marriages, I was in war. So, a lot of people can't deal with that. You're not there. I get all that. So my situation is a little bit different. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't a provider. It wasn't the fact that I was toxic. It wasn't a fact that I was abusive. It wasn't any of those things. The demise of my marriage is because she wanted out, because she felt she was doing everything by herself. So why not just go ahead and do it? The comic relief of the whole thing is now that our kids are grown and on their own and they're doing very, very well for themselves, she asked me all the time, do you think we would ever get back together? What? Why would I get back with a person that walked out on me when the times got tough and you knew what it was that I did? No, we're never going to get back together. Never, never, never. Isn't there a song like that? We're never, ever, ever, ever going to get back together. I forget whatever it is. But I love Black women. I haven't given up on them. They're phenomenal. Everybody really wants Black women. I mean, I'm telling you, I was in the military for 24 years and we would fly over to Europe. And I'm talking about white, tomboy, Huckleberry Finn buddies of mine. Couldn't wait to get to the red light district to hook up with African women, Jamaican women, or Caribbean women. They weren't all Jamaican, Caribbean women. And they love Black women. They just couldn't marry them because of the money and how their family would see it. Facts, not feeling. Ain't nothing better than a Black woman. That's true. Now, only if Black women can understand this and stop desiring whiter men first before Black men. Yeah. Corn-fed and country bred. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing better than a Black one. Everybody wants them. Everybody wants them. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Don and Sadiq. It's been a while. How are you? I am fine. Again, I tell people all the time, I'm going through some medical issues. I have leukemia, unfortunately. But you can live with leukemia if you're doing what you're supposed to do for a very, very long time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has leukemia, and he's still around. And he announced that over 20 years ago. So again, it's just how you do it and stuff. We have a lot of stuff going on. Sorry about that, you guys. Phone is acting up there. And it's funny. I get no calls all day, but the minute I go live or the minute I'm on, people call and they keep calling and they keep calling and they keep calling and they keep calling. So I'm gonna. I can't turn it down now because I'm actually doing a podcast as well. So big ups to the people in Louisiana. Now, I want to give you guys some statistics really quick. It is projected right now, Joe Biden has lost already 12% of the Black vote that he had when he was elected. I've said years ago, we were in an abusive relationship with the Democratic Party. If you want to compare the movie What's Love Got to Do with It to an abusive relationship, it's not the made up Tina Turner movie thing. Okay. That's not that. Okay. It's Black people's relationship with the Democratic Party. So I'm going to break it down to you like this. How many of you guys are aware the Democratic Party was formed to systematically keep Black people voting Democrat and subservient to white supremacy? Its whole premise was designed on that, because there was no such thing as a Democrat until after the Civil War. Of course, you didn't have any Republicans either. They were called Whigs. But all of this happened after the Civil War. And the Democratic Party, which embellished the Civil War here in the United States, people say, well, the Civil War wasn't really about slavery. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was a tenemount about it, because what is the whole point of slavery? Economics. Listen to how people talk and they spin things. Absolutely. You can say it technically wasn't really about slavery. Slavery is all based on economics. It's about the money, free labor. That's what it was about. But you guys, please explain to me how people who were enslaved, basically told to leave the land that they were probably born on or were sold on, could go out here with nothing but the shirts and the rags on their bodies and get out there and get it and thrive with no government help. Please explain that to me. No government help. None. Jeff says, sorry to hear that, but all will be well. Stay strong, and still wanting you to visit Buenos Aires. Oh, brother, if that's the last thing I will do, Buenos Aires is my life trip. Africa was, really big with me, but Buenos Aires, because I want to go down. That's where all the Nazis went. And having been to Germany several times, I happen to know down in Buenos Aires, there's a big German population, and a lot of the architecture and stuff. It's kind of like when you go to Vietnam, which was a French colony. It is weird going to these other countries and you see the homeland's architecture in the colonized land, or the land that a lot of them occupied, and they brought it with them. So yeah, Buenos Aires is going to be, that's my dream trip. I'm telling you, I got to get there. I've been to South America, but I haven't been that far down in South America. I think the lowest I've been is Iquitos, Peru. And don't even tell me to go to Brazil. No, I wouldn't even come out of Brazil. So yes, it's always, but again, let me get back to that. It's always about the money, economics. No government assistance, but yet they pulled themselves up out of the mud. We've had 60 years of government assistance, and guess who benefited from that government assistance? Everybody but Black people. And number one is the white woman. Number one. I want you guys to understand. I've said it, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I am doing a protest vote against the Democratic Party, because it'll help me with my mental health and my recovery right here as a recovering Democrat. I am voting for the Republican nominee, whoever it is. If it's Donald Trump, yes, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Yes. I want you guys to explain to me, 3 years into the Biden administration, is your life better now than it was under the Trump administration? I'm not saying Trump, he's a total dirtbag. There were emails that were just found in regard to the conspiracy. But that's neither here nor there, because guess what? I'm a Black man. I'm at the bottom of the social economic scale. It doesn't affect me. Do you know when the collapse happened in 2008, a lot of my Black friends that weren't military or whatever, that didn't have shit, they didn't even know. They didn't even know. They did not even know. They did not even know. It didn't even affect them because they're at the bottom. They're at the bottom. It didn't affect them. They're like, house? I don't have a house. I have an apartment. Didn't affect them. The housing market didn't affect them. That's how ignorant we are in regards to where we stand as Black. We're delusional. And guess who is leading the delusion? And I'm not trying to dump on Black women because I love Black women. But unfortunately, we have 2 generations of young people that have been raised by single mother families. And that isn't a bad thing. My mother was a widow. She raised 2 boys as a widowed mother. 2 of us. And we're alpha males. I'm just saying. Everybody's going to raise their kids the way they want to raise them. But these 2 generations of young men that have been raised are moist. I'm going to say it. They're moist. Nikki might just become the next president. Oh, God. You know what, Jeff? You brought up a good point. And I really need to come back and revisit this. Our politics is so cartoonish. You have a P.T. Barnum guy that had no experience, no public service experience, no business acumen, no nothing. Clown became president. And now you got these other people. Who's that guy? Vivek, blah, 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 blah. So the bar has been lowered so damn low to be president, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter anymore. You could, Jasmine says, sexy red for president. Exactly. You just have to be entertaining at this point. Entertaining. You don't have to know what you're doing at all. That is how low the presidency has been pushed. No experience. No experience. Donald Trump, no experience. Total delusion. But wait. Let's go back. You had a Black president that was totally qualified, didn't do shit for Black people. Yeah, Ramaswamy, whatever. The guy is promotes himself as a self-made millionaire, but what he's not telling you is he pumped and dumped stock to become that millionaire. It's crazy. And then he keeps big upping Trump, but's running against him. Trump is the best president ever, but you're running against him. Do you see how crazy and illogical this society has become? It's crazy. It is crazy. So the trend is this. Let me give you guys the numbers. The trend is this. 12% of Black people are disinterested in Joe Biden. If you look at the numbers, if the Democrats lose 20% of the Black vote, which it looks like it's really bad. It's really bad. The Democrats can't win. He can't win re-election. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, this is really bad. We can't get reparations. I'm in a state that is all Democratic, and yet we haven't even got reparations yet. That should be an automatic. It didn't happen. What does the Democratic Party have to do to show you are nothing but a, how can I say this without being offensive? It's very, very hard to say. You're a Dubai poop pot. The Democratic Party is doing to Black people what these IG models go over to Dubai to do. They're just going to crap on you and keep it moving. And we're going to give them that expensive vote that is very valuable, because if it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't want it so badly. They're going to come and crap on you. What does the Democratic Party offering you guys? Now they lost in Louisiana, something that should have been a slam dunk, and it would have been a slam dunk if you look at the numbers. If Black people had voted as they usually would have, the Democratic person would have won. Big congratulations to the people of Louisiana. This guy here, conservative, most likely a racist, ain't gonna do shit for Black people. You can hang it up. But Black people have now realized, you know what? I would rather have this guy who ain't gonna do nothing for me, hasn't promised to do nothing for me, doesn't give a shit, than somebody who's been in my face talking about he's from the hood, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. Everyone says, I'm done. I'm done with it. Darius says, how do you call yourself the congressman, the black congressman who represents everyone except black people? Please make the insanity make sense. You can't, oh my, but again, I am so proud of people waking up. And what's really crazy to me, if you talk to like people like Jasmine, Art, and people that I was saying this stuff years ago. I was saying it years ago. I just couldn't understand it. That's why I went into recovery. I was like, why am I voting and I'm not getting, my neighborhood is getting messed up. We can't get reparations because what do white people say? Well, I shouldn't have to pay for it. You know, our tax dollars and we don't have the money. You're giving unlimited money to Ukraine, unlimited checkbook. How many of you guys know and remember 250,000 Ukrainians were flown here to the United States? How many of you guys know and remember they have access to Social Security? How the hell do people who never put into the Social Security system can pull out of it? Everybody is getting a bag except when it comes to black people. Everybody. Jasmine Art says for years, and she's been hearing my mouth for years. So, you know, she would know. I've been talking this stuff for years. And Jasmine is I would say Jasmine is more of a, she's Generation Y, but year-wise, she's more Generation Millennial. She's more of a millennial. And I was telling her way back then, you know, you better make the right decisions. And so far she has. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And I had the foresight to see that even back then. Darius says, myself and the Most High God, and that's perfectly fine with me. That's all I need and has served me very well over the course of 55 years of life. You know what, Darius? I know I don't come off like it a lot, but I'm a Catholic by faith. And here's what I know in my faith. And I know people are like, we don't want to talk about this. Screw all that. No. We're done being nice. Okay? We're done trying. You're not listening anyway. So hell with it. But I'm going to tell you this. Okay? I'm going to tell you this. My belief is this. For the Bible to be true, all of this is supposed to happen. I read Revelations and it says this is going to happen. People are going to become lovers of themselves. And you see it in the TikTok videos, the Instagram, whatever. You see a lot of, especially our ladies, and I'm not trying to slam the ladies, but I'm just telling you what was prophesized. You see them. It's all about pictures and me and look at me and look, oh, I'm good. I'm a baddie. I'm this, that. And you got some moist men that are doing the exact same thing. Oh, look at the lifestyle I'm living. So for me, that confirms that the Bible is true. It's true. And how you're going to get out of this and how you're going to have accountability to God or whatever you believe, whatever higher power you believe, that's going to be on you. Yeah, Jasmine, you're 28. Yeah, you're 28. 30 years old, coming up quick. But, you know, Malcolm X called it years ago. Black people are the deciding factor. We are the deciding factor of who controls power. And the Democrats are seeing it. And instead of offering us tangibles, and again, even if they do start offering tangibles, give it to us first. We're not going, get me in the office. We're not doing that bullshit no more. It ain't no more. Not get us in the office. No. We're not playing that book. You get it to us, then we will do maybe we'll do our part. We will see. We will see. So again, I didn't want to be on here too long. I just wanted to kind of get this stuff rolling a little bit. But I want to remind you guys to check out the Philip Scott podcast and the Philip Scott Show, the African Diaspora News Channel, the Demetra K Show, Pink Book Lessons, all these. You got some great platforms out there. You got some great platforms out there. And again, for those guys that are on the podcast, join us again next week. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of these as we get closer and closer to election time. So be with us on the podcast. But I'm staying with you guys just a little bit longer. We'll see you guys on the podcast next week. All right. The podcast is done. I can take these off. But Jasmine Art says, only 28 years. Leave 30 alone. Jeff says, I just got here. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, I had a good run when I was 30. When I was 30, that was the year 2000 when I turned 30. So we were just about to do 9/11. So the next 8-something years of my life, I was in the Middle East getting it. So, yeah, we have to keep spreading that message. And it doesn't matter. Like, again, you guys got to understand, we have a sports mentality when it comes to politics. And that's the stupidest mentality to have. My side won, your side won. The only people losing here is Black people. Everybody else is winning but us. There is no difference between this party and that party when it comes to white supremacy. Always remember that. I tell Jasmine Art and a lot of young people, hey, I'm not telling you to become a Democrat. I'm not telling you to become a Republican. I'm telling you, open your wallet, right? Right? Here's my debit card. You open your wallet and you look and see what's in it. That's how you should vote. That's exactly how you should vote. But the biggest problem in the Black community is we have symbolism. I don't see how you can have Black people, Black leaders, white leaders in there for 30 or 40 years, and you can't tell me one life-changing legislation thing that they did to better you and your group of people who put them in office to begin with. When Maxine Waters first ran in 1991, I think she came into office in 1991, she said she is going to go fight for reparations. And it's been over 30 years. And it doesn't seem to me, as somebody who's from California, she has moved the goalpost one bit. And Black people, I'm just asking you, like the great Ronald Reagan, 1991, like the great Ronald Reagan said, is your life better now than it was 4 years ago, 8 years ago, or whatever? And if it isn't, stop voting these people in and expecting a different result. Why not vote this guy in? Why not? If I know I am not going to get anything from this guy, guess what? Self-reliance. Self-reliance. Donald Trump wasn't going to give us nothing. More Black businesses were started under the Trump administration than ever before. But look at how these Democrats have opened the coffers to everybody else. How the hell do you have homeless people that are United States citizens that are homeless and you tell them, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, go out there and get it? But then you bring people who come here illegally, everything. You had no money to solve the homeless issue, but you can house illegal people in hotels at $9,000 a month. How could you sit there as a Black person and not be outraged? I'll tell you why. Because you're comfortable. You're comfortable. The same people that feed you are the same people that can starve you. Because, I'm sorry, you guys, 70% of the Black community is below the poverty line, at the poverty line, or just above it. Those are facts. Facts. The majority of us, we ain't making it. We're not. Look at the fastest rate of prison inmates is women in the United States. Women. Of the group of women, what is the largest group? Wow, that's really hard to figure out. Black women. If you go in there and you look at what these Black women are being incarcerated for, majority of them are in there for nonviolent offenses. Stealing, drug abuse, blah, blah, blah. We've legalized marijuana as recreational whatever, but has the Democratic Party released and expunged those people that have been incarcerated under the drug law that today would be nothing? No, but we're going to go vote for them. The child support system and the crime law that was signed into law by Bill Clinton, that was championed by Black pastors and Boule Negroes and Black congressmen, has that been repealed? Because that incentivizes the states to incarcerate Black people especially. Hasn't been repealed. Now, am I crazy? Why am I the crazy one? That's what I don't understand. Why is the recovering Democrat the crazy one? I'm saying this just doesn't make sense. How are all these people that are in an abusive relationship going to sit here and give a party that doesn't give a damn about them all of their votes? Facts Not Feelings says, I'm just so surprised how Black people keep voting for the same people and keep falling for the same tricks every time. And you know, Facts Not Feelings, one of the biggest problems is the baby boomer generation. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. But what they're not understanding in the Democratic Party is those people are dying every day. So their voting block is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. So the fact that they didn't reach out to the younger generation is why you see the tide is turning, and it's turning drastically, because Generation X isn't going to come to power. Generation Y isn't going to come to power. The millennials are going to come to power. And look at the generational differences in how millennials think and how Generation Xers or baby boomers think. That's how drastic of a shift it's going to be. Very drastic. Facts Not Feelings says, the country is finished. Black people have no idea that the second the Anglo-Saxon Empire crumbles, the white supremacists who control the country will step on our black backs to keep afloat and keep the system going. Facts Not Feelings, you ain't said a word. If you've seen me on a lot of shows, and you're going to see me say this on this show, if you can legally obtain a firearm, especially if you are a single woman out here in the United States, I don't care if you're a single mother, if you are a single woman, you need to defend yourself. You can no longer expect a man to step up and defend you. Why? Because we have effeminate men, younger men, okay? Effeminate, younger men. When a woman is fighting, what is the first thing these effeminate younger men do? They pull out their cell phones and they record it instead of breaking the fight up. No man wants to see a real woman acting like a hyena or a gorilla in the streets, in the public. We don't want to see that. Real men don't want to see that. But we have effeminate men, which is a big problem in the Black community. I know people think I am super hard on the women, and I am, because the women is the center of the community. The woman is the first teacher. If your women are not upheld, and I'm not talking about worshiping them like they can do no wrong, because women do have a problem with accountability. They do. And I don't want to hear about, well, men, no, this ain't that show. You might want to click off because this ain't that show. Okay? Men are held accountable all the time. All the time. Go down to your family court law and sit there for a day and see how the justice system holds men accountable, even for children that ain't theirs. We are supposed to be a system of law where you're not supposed to lock a person up because they can't afford to pay. You're not supposed to lock a person up because they owe a lot of money. But we do it, don't we? Men are held accountable all the time. And ladies, please stop using I'm a single mother as a flex. Now, in my mom's day, that used to work because everybody knew a single mother was going to have a hard time in society. Raising her kids and working, that's a hard job. But nowadays, that ain't working anymore. Because y'all could do it all yourself. Well, you don't need no man. Well, have at it, Haas. Jeff says, say it louder for the ones in the back. Exactly. It's not a flex anymore. Men are held accountable all the time. All the time. Look at the disparities in sentencing. A woman does a crime and a man does the exact same crime. Who gets more time? Men, all the time. I'm a single mom and I got, it is what it is. So I don't want to hear that. This is not that show, okay? I am tired, and I'm not one of those hosts that is going to be like, well, my delivery and, my delivery is going to be really nice. I tried that. It's fourth quarter, 12 seconds. If we don't make this touchdown, it's fourth down. We don't make this touchdown. It's a wrap. I'm just going for the tie. I'm trying to get to overtime. We're not doing that anymore, ladies. This is what femininity, and I'm not knocking ladies. What I'm saying is this is what femininity leadership has gotten us. Okay? It doesn't work as far as leadership. It doesn't. Okay? I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's just true. Look at what's going on in the press in regards to feminism. See, and this is what I don't understand about you ladies too. I want a man that opens the door for me. I want a man, I can't go to the cheese factory. I can't do, you know what I mean? They want traditional stuff, but they want to be modern women. Well, if you're a feminist has destroyed the chivalry. Feminism destroyed chivalry. Because you guys say you could do it yourself. You don't need no man to do that. You don't need no man to do this, whatever. Make it make sense, ladies. That's the damn truth. That's the truth, ladies. You can't have it both ways. You can't. I'm not saying feminism is bad. What I'm saying is it's out of control. Feminism now has basically destroyed your own sports. You got trans men. I don't care if they want to look like a woman. They're men. And they're now coming into your sport. The WNBA, even though I don't really follow it, I used to be a supporter of it, but the thing is trash. I used to be a season ticket holder. The thing is trash. Its product is trash. They've got some good basketball playing girls, but marketing is trash. When they start letting the trans men in there, then you're going to go start seeing the audience pick up, okay? It's feminism destroys society, in my opinion. It destroys it, Facts Not Feelings says, Darius says, thank you so much for speaking on the importance and necessity of one's faith. God bless you. Yeah, if you don't believe in something, you're going to fall for everything. Even an atheist, when I was in the Middle East fighting, even people that were hardcore atheists started believing, became believers, just in case. So, Facts Not Feelings. If it was up to me, I would totally remove Black women from public office representing Black community. It's not working. Exactly. And unfortunately, and I'm not saying all Black female leaders are bad, because you got some firebrands, especially at the local levels. But when they get to that national level, they're about the bag and their family and what they're going to do. Look up Corrine Brown. Prime example. Corrine Brown. Look her up. And Darius says, indeed, yes, facts, not feelings. Jeff says, not trash. Yes, trash. So you guys, this is it. This is it. If Joe Biden gets another term in office, it's a wrap for Black people. We're already at the bottom. There's no disputing that. We're at the bottom. He gets another 4 years. If you think you're doing bad now, oh my God, wait. Think about it. Logically think about it. Look at where you're at right now, today. Think about it. Ooh, Kamala Harris. Yes, I'm getting my greens, whatever. Really? Wasn't Kamala Harris supposed to deal with the border crisis? Wasn't that her assignment? Ladies? Girlfriend? Wasn't that her assignment? Kamala's going to fix it? Oh, wait. Tajani Brown, Supreme Court. Where, Black girl magic. Where's the magic? Where is the magic? I love being a magician. I love tricks and stuff. When I see kids and stuff, I give them tricks, right? I'm going to show you guys how good of a magician I am right now. You guys see this string? It's really a cord. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to make this string stand straight up. It's going to stand just like this, okay? I want you guys to say the magic words with me. And this is what the Democratic Party does to Black people. This is a visual representation. If you vote for us, you're going to be like this. You're not going to be this limp noodle. Democratic Party, you give us your vote, we're going to make you whole. We're going to make you strong like steel. Say the magic words. Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, vote for her. Oops, didn't work. But hey, don't worry, vote for us. Ralph Warnock, you get Ralph Warnock in there and you give us the Senate, we're going to make this thing strong. Steel. Ralph Warnock, Ralph Warnock, Ralph Warnock. Didn't work. But that's all right, though. But that's all right. You keep voting for us. I don't know. I'm going to show you guys how to make this thing strong and make the Democrats take you seriously. Protest vote. It's standing straight up, right? Standing straight up, right? Protest vote. Voting for the Democrats. No substance. You get nothing. I hope you guys like that little magic trick that I just showed you. You guys can use it at parties and, influence your friends and do all the other good stuff that comes with it. But that's a magic trick for you guys. That really works. And that's what the Democratic Party does. Constantly to Black people. Hey, you guys, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. It's already an hour. I don't really have a lot to do. I might come back on here and do another one really quick. But again, watch what they did in Louisiana. A third of Black people sat at home. Boule Martin is already cursing them out. Stupid. Bleep, 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 bleep. Black people don't them stupid asses. Bleep, 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 bleep. Already calling us names. But you want our vote. This is what the Democratic Party thinks of you. This is what they think of you. You think I need recovery. You guys need recovery. Not you guys that know what's going on. But listen. Do not stop using logical talking points to your family and loved ones. Isn't it incredible? They will talk more about you, and I get this from Philip Scott. They will talk more about you for not being a Democrat or not voting Democrat than they will talk about Ray Ray and Pookie destroying the Black community. They have more respect for Ray Ray and Pookie, who they know is tearing up the damn community, than you do trying to tell them, stop expecting a different result with a party that you've been voting with all your damn adult life, and your life is getting worse. It's getting worse. Neither of these parties are for Black people. So guess what? What's the solution? Do for self. Start your business. We got to come together, you guys. We got to come together at this point. Black women, cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. What do I mean by cut the bullshit? Stop blaming men, the good men, for the decisions you make with who you have children with. We know relationships don't work out. Me and my ex, we didn't work out, but guess what? We're still friends. She can call me right now and need something, and if I could help her, I will help her. But because I'm an alpha male, I will never ask her for help. I'd rather be in the street because I'm a real man, you know what I mean? But that's me. Let's stop the bullshit, you guys. We're not going to make it without each other. We're not. If you can take anything that I've said today, anything that I've said, you can throw all of that out. Throw it all away. Because this is not that show. At the end of the day, if we, as Black men and women, do not stand together, it's lights out. It's a wrap. We're done. I don't want to hear about passport bros. I don't want to hear about passport sis. I don't want to hear about divestors. None of that matters. We have to stand together now, or we're done. We're done. And we've got to send this message to the Democratic Party, because all they care about is power. And you see what they're doing with the power. You see what they're doing with it. Jeff says, starting with the 7 cents Indian Kamala Harris, remove her first. She ain't going to do nothing, you know? DJPD News says, and stop listening to Amanda Seales. You got Amanda Seales out there. I heard Cynthia G was finally demonetized. You know, it's just crazy. But, you know, men get demonetized like that, but women can stay on the platform doing the exact same thing, bashing for years and make money off of it. And from what I hear, I don't know if this is true or not. You know, don't take this for a grain of salt. I just saw it on one of my feeds. Cynthia G's pregnant by a Pookie. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But see how all these people are up here grifting and stuff like that? And it's no secret. I am no follower of Dr. Umar. He's a grifter too. He's a grifter too. These people are all grifting. They're all grifting. And guess who they're grifting off of? You. Yeah, girl, it sounds good. And these are the people that are being divisive in our community. I don't care how you vote. I don't care. Because I'm going to be all right. I'm not in the 70%. I'm not in that group. I'm not in 70%. I'm in the 30% of Black people. I'm going to be okay. And you want to know how I know I'm in the 30% of Black people? I live in California. That's how I know. You don't even see Black people around here anymore. And the Black people you do see, they're homeless on the street. That's what you see. And I'm going to tell you, in my community, and you know, I live in a pretty expensive city. I'm going to tell you guys this. These people are not homeless. We got to stop using that, okay? Logically, a homeless person strives to find new housing, okay? We are dealing with substance abusers, okay? These people have decided to use drugs for whatever their reasons are, and it's taken to them. And it's destroyed their lives. It probably destroyed their families' lives and all this other stuff. These people are not homeless because the resources are there. I see it every day. These people come out and they're offered resources. They don't want resources. They want money for drugs. And they come into your community and they set up tents and whatever to bring down your property values, always in the Black community. And then we wonder, if you're a Black landlord, why you can't get top dollar for property that you put your life, sweat, and tears in. On Demetra K's show, you guys heard me call it. It's called roaching. When the roaches have nothing to eat, what do the roaches eat? Each other. Facts. Facts. What facts? Facts. See, why is it that the men, we are all on the same accord? Jeb says, really? She is, wow. Well. Yeah, I heard she was demonetized. That's what I heard. Cynthia G was demonetized. So if you didn't, that's what I heard. I think it's confirmed because you don't really see her on the thing is. And allegedly, she got pregnant by a Pookie. I don't know, whatever the deal is. She says she's not pregnant, but I don't know. I don't know. But come on now. What white man like this guy is going to be shooting for a Cynthia G that hates men? I've been around a lot of white guys in my day. I have yet to see these men who have money shooting for a hood chick. I have yet to see it. You know what I mean? DJP News. Yeah, where's our Umar school? I always bring that up when these women that follow Dr. Umar. And you know he's a grifter. See, and this is how you know when you use your logic. When you uplift women all the time and don't hold them to any accountability, you're grifting. He is no different than what's that, Derek Jackson and all that other stuff. And then he shits on men. And what I mean by shit on men is you always call out our probabilities and our problematic behavior, but you don't say nothing to the women. That's why we know he's a grifter. And I heard he has a school, but I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, Chet Hanks might take Cynthia. So again, you guys, do not stop talking to your family members, and you'll be surprised. A lot of the old ones, even though it's too late for them and they screwed us all over and damned us to hell, they're waking up. They're waking up. My own mother, lifelong Democrat, and I couldn't even tell you if my mom is still a Democrat. I couldn't even tell you, but I can say this about my mom. When presented with the facts, she looks back because she's a civil rights era person. And I just told her, what has the NAACP or anything done since the civil rights era? And she realized it. So don't give up hope. And my situation is this. I am not going to waste my breath on other Generation Xers, Yers. I'm not going to do it because they see what it is. It is what it is. We got to start changing the mindset of the millennials and the ones after them. That's who we need to target. Yes, we know what's going on with our votes nowadays, but in regards to our women, why is it that every other group of women could go to college, find a husband upon graduation, and live a very happy life? But our women have been told a lie. No, do not prioritize thoughting above finding a husband. And you got to think about this. Like I have a friend of mine that I used to love her. I still love her. I mean, because we're older and friends like that. I saw this girl at school for the first day of school, and I saw her, and I had that tunnel vision, and I saw the sparks and stuff like that. This girl could not stand my guts. Okay, she was a dark girl. I mean, I just loved her. I loved her. I knew that was the girl, right? Lo and behold, she couldn't stand my guts. I'm a big athlete at the school. Well, not a big athlete, but I was an athlete on the basketball team. She wouldn't go out with me. She wouldn't go roller skating. She wouldn't even want to be seen with me. And we had history class together, and she couldn't stand my guts because I was so arrogant, kind of like now. But anyway, she couldn't stand my guts. So she finally decides to leave the island. Because remember, I told you guys, my experience as a Black person, I was raised overseas where men are respected. There's tradition, there's culture, such and such and such. I'm the Black Dragonfly Jones. Okay. When I was in school, I was the Black kid that had always had the karate shit. That was me. Dragonfly. I'm the real life Dragonfly Jones. And she couldn't stand my guts. Come to find out, didn't see her for 2 years. I'm down in boot camp. And this girl was there. And I know there's a God because this woman and I basically shared our whole military career together. Makeup, breakup, married, divorced, just all the kids, whatever the deal is. And we're still friends today. I look at her like a family member. I mean, we're just tight like that. Our moms are the similar thing. And it was really funny because when I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. When I finally brought this girl to meet my mom, right? And moms always screw it up when it comes to their sons and their girls. The moms never like the girls we bring home. Never. And I remember, and I'm making you guys got to see the expression on my mom's face. Okay, when me and old girl broke up, right? And remember, we're young in the military. We're doing our thing. We're not young, but we're experienced in the military. I must have been at least 6 years in the military at that time. So was she. And we weren't going to make it. I go to my mom and, I'm crying, but I'm not crying tears. But, my mom knows I'm in a bad mood. It's not a good situation. And remember, my mom is in the Army. Okay. My mom is an Army reservist. So she's a military woman. And she's like, what's wrong with you, boy? Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling her, that. And my mom goes, what? That little Black girl? And it was funny because this girl she reminded me of my grandmother. My grandmother was Black. I mean, flawless Black skin. And that's one thing I remember about my mom's mom was she was just this beautiful Black pearl to me. And this Black girl that I loved, she was Black, but had freckles. I mean, she was, she was very unique. She was very exotic to me. And the way my mother put it was like, that little Black girl. It was the funniest thing. And I ended up telling her about it because my mother could never remember the girl's name. It was always that little black girl, that little black girl. But we ended up sharing most of our military careers together. And a matter of fact, she still, watches the show from time to time. And our families are really, really close. And, most guys will tell you, we always have that woman that we really did love. And she was that woman, you know what I mean? Now, it could never be, but, things happen, whatever. And we grew up together. I've known her since we were 14, in school and, in Japan. And I used to try to follow her all over the world. When she gets stationed in a place, I would go over there and visit because I was flying. Oh my gosh, it was just great. And she's been such a dear friend to me. That's why I know there's a God for me, my belief. And I also know that I can't make it. I can't make it without that black woman. I can't make it. As much as you guys piss me off with your delusion, let's be real, you guys are delusional. But I do know this. When we are together, we're a force to be reckoned with. We are. We're just a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, Yanni. And you know where this little black girl's from? Alabama. She's right across the border at near Mobile, a little area known as Pritchard. And I see pictures of when she was little, and like she was like that little black girl because her mother was really, really red bone. Her mother was a red bone, and her mother was in the Air Force. And she had this little black girl. You would think if I was a doctor when this girl was born and I saw the red bone mom and I saw her leaving with this little dark baby, I'd have questions. Like, is this really your baby? But you can tell they're mother and daughter because she has freckles like her mom has freckles. And, her mother was mother's a beautiful woman. Oh, red bone. I remember even when I joined the military, her mother was still in the military. Like my mother was still in the military. And her mother was still banging men. You know what I mean? It was like, yes. So I love Southern women. I mean, when I was stationed in Arkansas, Yanni, I'm telling you, red bones were all over Little Rock. I mean, I'm flying C-130s up there, and oh my God, I loved it. My point is, when Black people come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. If anything you're going to take from me today, you take that and take that to the bank. Because if we don't stand together at this point, this hour, this time, pack it up. You are done. And even though I'm of the 30% of the Black people that are doing well and really could sit back and kick my heels up, how long do you think it's going to take for that white supremacist to come and eradicate the 30% of the Black people that are doing well? That's why I'm so passionate even about the 70%. Wake up, 70%. Wake up. You're 19 years old and you're a young girl. You need a husband if you're going to bring a baby into the world. And if you're not going to make it, you need to work together. The numbers don't lie, ladies. The numbers don't lie. So that's one thing I do know. And if you guys don't know that, you're not going to make it. DJ PD says, I'm a baby boomer, but I don't think like those. My philosophy is totally different from theirs. Yeah, exactly. I mean, unfortunately, though, the majority, I march with Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King this and Martin Luther King that. Look at Ralph Warnock. What does he always say to do these trigger words? I'm the pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church, and we all know what Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia means. We all know it. These are catchphrases. Jeff says, not the Dragonfly Jones. Yeah, I'm the real life Dragonfly Jones. Yanni said, me with my mom intuition over my son. Yes, and don't get me wrong, Yanni. Moms know if a girl is good enough for us or not. And it's funny because, my mom was telling me stuff I didn't want to let, guys are, whatever. And I got a nephew right now. He got his first little girlfriend, right? And I told him, I said, I'm your uncle. To me, 2 thumbs up. She's cute. She's athletic. She's smart. I don't know what she's doing with you, but big ups. But I told him, I said, has she met your mom? No, not yet. This is, a while back. They've met now. I said, well, stand between her and your mom because your mom might want to fight her. There's something about those sons, you guys just, nobody's good enough. I don't know what it is. Facts Not Feeling is laughing. Yanni says your hands were full. Darius says, preach, Reverend Sadiq, tell the unabashed gospel truth and shame the devil. Exactly. And Facts Not Feeling, Ralph Warnick is such a sad case for a man. He is. And again, you know, a lot of people fall for symbolism. We fall for symbolism. We just do it. So if you guys are going to get anything out of these messages, get this. Vote your pocketbook. If you're out here and you're couch surfing with your friends at your friend's house, the Democratic Party may not be for you. Try something different, because it's obvious the Democratic Party ain't going to do nothing for you. Or maybe you could claim asylum for yourself, and maybe they'll start giving you money. Oh, that's right. You're an American citizen, so you don't get nothing. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. One of the biggest national shames, I'm going to tell you, there is almost a million veterans, men and women, that are homeless in the streets of the United States. Veterans. That's a national shame. But again, wait, and I'm going to be real quick. I'll give another 10 minutes. I just want to say this too. I was talking to a friend of mine, and a lot of us, we have members and family members that are military or military affiliated or whatever. And some of us have been in the military. And there's this bullshit rumor going around that, oh, the white man did this and did that and did this. And that's true. The white man does a lot of bullshit, right? But when it comes to you as a military member, not knowing your benefits, please, I want you to point out that white man that is denying you your benefits. I had to tell my friend, logically, what you're saying makes no sense, because they were telling me that their father, who was in the military, wasn't getting benefits and stuff, and they didn't know, and this and that. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, you guys. We are past the point of delivery, nice delivery. That's bullshit. You, as a military member, it is your responsibility to know your benefits, not anybody else. I could go to any website and look up what I am entitled to have as a veteran. In this particular situation, this veteran is at 10% and didn't know this and didn't know that and didn't know that. And again, I'm going to give him grace, for he is a baby boomer. And unfortunately, baby boomers and generation, the silent generation, they're stuck in their ways. You can't tell them nothing in a lot of cases, right? Here's the problem. I told them, we are in such a rush to leave the white man's army that we don't even bother to even think about our benefits at that time. So I said, that's on the military member. Accountability, ladies, accountability military members. You see what I'm talking about? I'm always holding men accountable. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I look at these young white kids, Asian kids, and Hispanic kids that are now joining the Air National Guard and the reserves. They're not even going active duty. There was a 25% decrease in recruitment in the last 2 years in all of the armed forces. 25% did not make their recruiting goals. These Asians and Mexicans and others are now joining the Army and the National Guard. And guess what they're doing? 22, 23 years old. They're going to college under their GI Bill, their VA housing guarantee. They're buying modest homes with their brand new wife and doing that. The same young black person that is the same age with this guy who has benefits that did 4 years active duty, he's back in the hood talking about, what do I do? Smoking my weed. No, man, I'm cool. I'm good, man. Yeah, I was in the army. No, man, I don't need nothing for that white man. No, I'm good, man. Fuck that. Okay, you can have those feelings, but go get what you earned. No, man, I'd rather go into debt and have all this other stuff. Demetra K will tell you, I got a whole education paid for. Now, when I came in the military, they were only going to pay 75%. And I went to Embry-Riddle. I had over $80,000 in that 25% that I owed to Embry-Riddle. I had all that paid by the military and went back and got more degrees at military expense because I asked questions. I looked up what was mine. What I hate is the fact that we throw around this false bullshit narrative that some invisible white man that we can't name is holding us down. And I'm just talking from a military's perspective. The civilians might be a little bit different. I don't really deal with that. I'm talking about the military. Stop listening to Uncle Rufus, who went to Vietnam, didn't want to follow directions, okay, was smoking weed. Even though he was in Vietnam era, he didn't even get deployed to Vietnam, got kicked out because he was smoking dope in the damn barracks. And he's telling you, don't do this. You ain't got, the Democrats ain't giving you shit. You're living in the goddamn hood. You got a baby on the way with some girl. You guys see Dead Presidents? That's a good example of that. You got a baby on the way. There are no jobs available to sustain yourself, but you can't join the military. You're at the bottom of the economic social scale. You're at the economic bottom. We already know that the VA system is set up to say no. No, 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 no. We know that. It took me 6 years to prove I needed a rating of 100. It took 6 years. But when I got that back pay check, Lord have mercy. But anyway, my point, facts, not feelings. Yeah, DJP, I got my 100 from the military. Exactly. But DJP, real quick, for those of you guys that are in the military, don't we know the system is set up to discourage us? To discourage us. The most discouraged group in the military is the black soldier or airman or sailor. We don't want to be bothered. Oh, I'm not. I just want to go home. When you first apply for your VA benefits, it comes back and they tell you, nope, sorry. Unless it's in your records. Even when it's in your records, they want to deny you. And us ignorant Negroes, okay, Master, you say no. All right, Master, I just go over here. The system is designed to do that. That's the process. You have to go through the process. Those of us that are in the military, they just don't promote you because you're that great of a troop. In the Air Force, you got to test. You got to test for all your rank. Well, up until E4 or whatever, you got to test, right? That's the process. We get frustrated with the process. And everybody, I know it's frustrating, but don't give up. That is the process. So you have a loved one that is sitting on their ass. Do you know how many young black airmen, sailors, and soldiers went and fought in Afghanistan right now and are out of the military? They're going to school, whatever, and they don't even know the benefits that they have. They haven't even utilized most of the benefits, but you see that their same white, Asian, and Hispanic counterparts getting homes, re-education, all kinds of stuff. It's the process. So stop telling me about some hypothetical white man that is holding you down. There is no law in the military that stops you from getting what you deserve. I hate when these civilians that have watched a bunch of army movies, military movies, think they know what the military is about. Oh, they give you guys free meals. They give you free housing. They give you uniforms. We earned every damn thing that we got. They didn't give us anything. Give me a hand clap on that. There's not one military person that you know of or I know of will tell you that we didn't. I wish I could run across a military person that says, yeah, the military gave me and gave me. No, you earned every goddamn dime. Fact. I know it looks easy. It looks easy from a movie standpoint, but everybody that's been in the military will tell you we earned every damn meal, every damn bonus, we earned it. Nothing's given to us because guess what? If you don't make the requirement, you're out of here. So how could they give us anything? Facts, not feelings. Donovan, the people in the VA discourage and hide the benefits from blacks. Exactly. I see it in other parts of the economy, and other blacks who are in positions of power don't make sure to help. Exactly. The system is set up to discourage. And you got to think about this, facts, not feelings. If I could make you take 20% versus giving you 100, who won? Remember, I told you guys, numbers do not lie. Numbers do not lie. That's a win for me. If I could keep you from 100%, all these Army paratroopers break their ankles, their backs, all kinds of stuff happens, right? You come along. Oh, yeah, my back is hurting. Oh, okay. Hey, look, we're going to give you 30%. That way you can do voc rehab and all of that stuff. And we're going to pay you for your back at 30%. All right, have a nice day. And you got some Negroes? Yeah, 30%. Yeah, that's $800 a month for the rest of my life. $800. Who won? I would rather give you 30 than 100. That's why the system, you appeal it. You appeal. I'm not saying game the system. And even though a lot of people do that, your injuries are your injuries. You're not a doctor. Let them evaluate that. And if you disagree, you keep appealing. You earned every damn dime. But don't sit here. If you got a loved one that's at 30%, let's say it's your grandfather. My grandfather's 100 years old, an Army veteran. He's going to get every goddamn dime he deserves. But of course, he's stubborn, so he doesn't really depend on the government like that. But still, in today's economy as a black person, if you know a black person that has an injury or is getting some kind of disability from the VA, you need to go to them and say, what other injuries do you have? My particular friend, father, has been at 10% for over 30 years. Why? Because he did not go back. And as you guys know that have been in the military, you get 10% because you fired a damn gun. You're around heavy, loud equipment. I got 10% for that. He never went back and got evaluated. This is why we're losing. Do you know how much money is sitting on the table? If this man at 70-something years old got to 100%, that would be life-changing for him. And he retired from the military. But another $4,000, 100%, what is it, $4,056? That would be life-changing. You got to keep fighting. Exactly, DJPD News. I kept fighting them until 2017. They gave me my 100%, plus that back pay, plus that nice little check. Exactly. My mother has not applied for hers. And we're going to get on that. We're going to get on that. That's money on the table. My mom likes to go to the casino, And the funny thing about my mom is, she's a government, my mom's got money. My mom's got the money. But mom, you could get more money. There's your casino money. I know it's funny, but it's her money. She earned it. So I got to get her on her situation. So if you got loved ones, that's game changing, you guys. Game changing. If your injuries only add up to 50%, that's game changing. I'm going to tell you why it's game changing. The magic number in the VA is 30%. 30%. If you are married at 30%, your wife gets educational benefits. Educational benefits at 30%. Even if you didn't retire military, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you're just a veteran. If you get to the magic number of 30%, you are eligible for voc rehab. If you get to 30%, you get benefits for your children, educational benefits as well, depending on what state you're in. Okay? California, you can go to any state school for free. Any state school, if you have children. If you get to 100%, you get a $1,000 stipend for your children. It's called Chapter 35. Read up on it. Google VA Chapter 35. Your kids will get a $1,000 stipend for about 35 months or so, as long as they're in school. Yeah, look, facts, not feelings. I kept fighting until 2017. They gave me my 100%. Absolutely, Jay says. DJPD News, exactly. He got a check back for $53,000 because it starts on the day he applied. Yes. They're going to say no. 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 You got to keep fighting them. That's the way the system is designed. You don't take no for an answer. You just don't take no for an answer. And I look at it, DJP, as like a savings account. Okay, you're telling me no. I got to go out here and survive and do what I got to do, to keep ends going. I remember when I got my check, that back paycheck, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to throw the biggest stripper party you ever saw. Okay, that's what I was going to do with the money. Okay, but you earned every dime. You earned every dime. In all seriousness, you earned every dime. And ladies, oh my God, if you're a woman in the military, with all the things that women go through just being females and injuries and things, that would be game changing in our community. It would be game changing. But that's what the Hispanic and the Asians are doing. They're buying homes and then using their VA. Here in California, they're becoming landlords. Landlords. They stay a little bit time. They start their little starter home. Then they go get the bigger home. And then they rent the other home out and have the person pay for it. It's fun. And I'm looking at it. Where are the black people? Where are the black people? Facts Not Feelings says, Donovan, the country will fall eventually if it can't take care of the veterans, but keep finding ways to deny them. That will discourage people from signing up. Exactly. And that's the thing. When you got almost 1 million trained people that have been trained to kill, you have a problem on your hands. And they're behind your lines. You got a problem on your hands. Exactly. Jeff says, not stripper party. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was going to throw the biggest stripper party ever. Going to invite all my friends, just the biggest one. And Atlanta wouldn't have nothing on this small little town in Southern California. I would have gone down legendary at the time, because $50,000 ain't really a lot now. But I was going to throw the biggest party you ever saw. Man, I was going to have some bad bitches in there, man. I was. Seriously. So, but as a community, we need to get together and start strategizing like these Hispanics are doing and these Asians are doing. These guys are becoming landlords. They're buying the land. But we're not doing that. But you got Demarius, who went to Afghanistan. He's on weed now. He's not motivated. Yeah, I don't want to do nothing like that. Nah, I'm good. I ain't worried about it. It's sad. It could be game changing. Brother Adair says, Brother Sadiq, I own everything about me good. Exactly. And indifferent. Lock, stock, and barrel. I'm a real, no nonsense, unapologetic black man of that way. Exactly. You are literally a free black man. I'm literally a free black man. Nobody could tell me nothing. Nothing. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the military is for everybody. What I'm saying is, when you're at the bottom of the economic scale and you're going to continue to stay there because we're now permanent, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to damn your children that have no social programs in the neighborhood and all. There ain't no boys clubs anymore. There ain't no 4-H clubs. There ain't anything for these kids to do but rob and steal from each other. Now, a good example. I have 2 sons. Neither of them have ever been in the military. You want to know why? Because they benefited from my military benefits. That's why. They didn't have to go to the military. No debt, graduated college, no debt, none of that stuff because of the military. Somebody's got to make the sacrifice. Somebody. But you have no problem with Demarius running in the community, destroying it with his buddies, rather than have him possibly get some vocational training in the military and get a skill and come back into the neighborhood and rebuild it. Make that make sense. You got Hepatitis Red. What's her name? I don't even know who would even impregnate this girl and who told her she was sexy. The girl looks like a hepatitis victim with all those tattoos on her. She's pregnant. And this is what our young women are looking to in regards to womanhood. We got to change the game, you guys. Been on here a little bit, but guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, please tune into the African Diaspora News Channel. Brother Philip Scott, Demetra K, Vicky Dillard, all of these platforms that are out there that are very good. I'm going to be out here a little bit more, dropping it to my liking. I'm not, the gloves are off. I'm not being nice about this anymore. Either you get the message or you don't. And I'll tell you what, if the Biden administration gets reelected, you guys are on your own. I'll be in the Dominican Republic, chilling and willing. All right. You guys have a great day. Be safe out there. And again, if you could legally obtain a firearm, especially if you are a woman and you're a strong black woman, defend yourself. Get you something to defend yourself, because these no good ass men ain't going to step up and defend you, because you've simplified them to where equality is equality, and they actually believe it. I'm Donovan Sadiq, the recovering Democrat. You guys have a great day. Talk to you guys later.